Hello, Kindred Spirits. Welcome to Serenity, Peace, and Comfort. Today, we are going to talk about books that support us in the slow living life. Books that encourage us to slow down and enjoy quiet living. So, join me as we go. Sit down and have a little book chat. Come. Today we're going to be looking at 3 different books that discuss the slow living life and why it's a positive thing. I'm going to begin with this book right here, and it's called the Book of Huga. This is Danish for Hygge. It's by Louisa Thomson, Brits, and it is the Danish art of contentment, comfort, and connection. It is a small book. It looks thick, but it actually goes very fast. And it discusses all the various aspects of living the Hygge life, the slow living life. It's all about the rituals and the rhythms of life. It's about using your senses to make your daily life just more sweet and comforting. And the topic, of course, is lovely. It is comforting. And it's a nice read. But the book does have a political overtone to it. And it kind of exalts socialism, the idea that you'll own nothing and be happy. I disagree with these concepts, but I understand it's a secular book coming from Denmark, so of course, I guess you're going to have to expect a little bit of socialism in there. But it's a nice read. I think the best thing I liked about the book were the many quotations. I mean, they're really quite lovely. Let me read to you one of my favorites. Look at this one. Home should be a warm, livable place that is alive, a place to please the eye and soothe the senses in scale, curves, color, variety, and pattern and texture, by Joseph Frank. I totally agree with this, and I think it's a wonderful quotation. And the book is full of them, and I think that's the best thing about the book. The author does try to use this opportunity to encourage people to visit Denmark. And if you were going to travel to Denmark, yes, I would recommend this book. But the photos are really kind of lame, very disappointing. They're meant to inspire you. I understand the intention, but they just do not pull it off. I just don't think that they're creative. I don't think they were even printed very well. I mean, it's just not creative or interesting, so that's kind of a downer. But otherwise, is the book readable? Yes. But understand its intention, and it's nice if you're just learning about how to live the slow living life. Now, let's go on to our next book, and let's see if I recommend that one. The next book I want to share with you is by John Mark Comer, The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. The title grabbed me immediately, and I know a lot of Christian outlets sell this book, but I wonder if they've actually read this book. The guy author I should say, who wrote this, he was an ex-pastor, apparently a young guy who was in charge of a megachurch, who just found it to be overwhelming, so he left. And I guess he's a writer now. But the book, I will tell you, I don't recommend, not just because it's too thick, but because I had too many red flags going up about the book. For a pastor, he comes across a little too secular. Now, I understand he wants to reach a broad audience, but there was just too many red flags to be ignored. I found that his use of controversial pastors for their quotations a little disturbing. There's a lot of pastors that he mentions in the book that are controversial. That to me shows a lack of wisdom. And I don't necessarily think that I am going to glean a lot from this. It's his own personal journey, so you can take from it what you will. I will say this, he did a very lovely chapter on the importance of the Sabbath. And if you've been with my channel for a while, you know that I long to observe and honor the Sabbath. Check out my video on the Sabbath that I've done. And so I do appreciate that in the book. But generally, I don't think I got really anything from this, but a sense of frustration. It left me with too many questions, and it really gets off the topic of slow living. And he, again, has shades of socialism that he slips in to his understanding of what slow living is. And I think people have to understand that slow living is a gift. If you can embrace it and live your life in a quiet, gentle manner, what a gift, what a blessing. But not everybody is able to do that. I know for over 20 something years, I was part of the rat race and I couldn't escape it. My goal was to one day escape it, but it wasn't just feasible for many years. So I think he needs to acknowledge that slow living is not for everybody. And I guess, if you think about it, if everybody lived the slow living life, there might not be a lot of things accomplished in the world. So we need a mixture of both, I believe. So do I recommend this book? Nah, I don't. But here comes one that I do. Here's the book I really would recommend. Slowing Down for Spiritual Growth. And this is by Courtney Joseph. The reason why I do recommend this book is because, well, first of all, it's thin. So it doesn't mean you have to invest a ton of time to kind of learn from it. It's a book that you get involved with, and you read the scriptures. You will use the soak method to understand the scriptures. So let me pull one up for you here. I'm almost done with the book. This is day 4 of an integrative program that she gives you, where you just take a psalm and you analyze it, and it inspires you in slowing down, kind of disengaging from the hustle culture and hearing more from God. You know, when we're quiet, we can hear from the Holy Spirit. I like that there's a website attached to this program. It only takes about 10 minutes a day, and you can do it as part of your devotions, whether it's morning or night. I like this because it really leaves you with a sense of growth from when you began to when you end, and I'm almost done with it. I think this is really what I was looking for in reading a book about the slow life. Yes, this book tells you somebody else's journey, and this book just tells you what the slow living life is. But this book is the book that actually changes you and helps you to really live the slow living, quiet life. So this is the book I recommend, Slowing Down for Spiritual Growth. And I will put a link below so you can check out the author, the website, the ministry, and hopefully get the book for yourself. So this is just a quick overview of some books. Of course, it's my personal opinion. If you have a book you'd recommend for the slow living life, please leave it below because it'll bless all of us. Well, time for me to go. As you can hear, the traffic is picking up. It's getting late. So I will see you soon. God bless you. And whatever is pure, whatever is true, whatever is right, whatever is noble, whatever is lovely and admirable, think about such things. I'll see you next time. God bless.